Welcome back, blade fans, to another twofer. Part of a series I'm doing on multiple versions of knives you may like so much that you bought more than one copy or more than one version or color or what have you. Today we have two of a kind on the Benchmade Contego. And interestingly, if you look up the word Contego in Latin, it means to protect or defend or to cover or to hide. So many different meanings. And in Spanish it means with you. So, companion, right? Protector. Kind of like that Filipino-inspired knife that I have from Fox. The Bante also means to a guardian or protect. So there we have a few knives that were named after that action. So certainly a good name for this knife because it is a sizable one. And on top we have the original. There were a few versions with and without serrations. And I think they were all blackened because this is an M4. And M4 is a very tough tool steel, a very hard one, I believe well over 60 in some cases, Rockwell. But it has a high carbon content, so will rust. So hence the coating on the blade. This one's got the serration, part serration. And it's an interesting design. Believe this design, Warren Osborn. So very similar to your 940 Osborn Benchmade design, where we've got that what's now commonly being called the reverse tanto. I guess, it's got that secondary tanto tip. We'll use that term out of convenience. Now I'm going to put the one below aside, and we'll talk about that in a minute, because I don't want to interfere with our view of this original guy. So as I said, M4, heavily textured, it's not carbon fiber, G10. I mean, there is heavy texturing all the way around, whereas we have some knives that are jimped all the way around. This has got some jimping here on the steel frame right there and up in here, but we do have some on the back too, so I'll take that back. We've got a fair amount of jimping on the back spacer and on the frame, what we'd call the liners, but also a lot of very heavy millwork all the way around on the G10 handle. We've got an embedded and I believe removable glass breaker on the pommel. You can switch the clip to the left side. I've got it set up for deep carry on the right side with just a little bit showing. This I believe is the original Benchmade clip with the butterfly, and it is an axis lock. Very smooth action. Of course, you can pull back on the axis lock and flip it out. And it's got a pretty good, what you call a detent. Pretty heavy spring. Definitely keeps it in. There's no rattle. There's no play when it's closed. There's certainly no play when it's open. Locks up very tight. Double thumb studs. And designed to be a tactical, multi-purpose knife. You can take this out and cut cord and line and marine rope with that, serrations. A lot of people don't like the look of serrations, but I think the effectiveness and the usefulness of serrations on a blade that's like 4 inches long, and we'll do some measurements. I mean, you're actually coming in just a hair over 4 inches And you got an overall length of this knife, if we don't include the glass breaker, of 9¼ inches. And it's going to be a duplicate of the one that I'm going to show you next. As far as other dimensions go, we've got a blade stock in millimeters of 4. And let's grab the handle right near in front of the clip, 0.55, so not too bad for a big knife. And if we weigh it up, it's not going to be a lightweight. Not sure there's any. Yeah, there's weight relieving inside. See if I can light that up for you in a minute. So it is a 5.8 ounce knife. Definitely a bit of a beast. Not as much as 6 ounces. So, I mean, I think for its size, for its purpose and intent, it has the right weight. I don't know that you'd want a knife that's this robust to be especially light. Or maybe. There's your weight relieving inside. Good amount of it. And I think we're going to see that on both versions. So this is the tactical combat version, you might call it. Nice swale there for the fingers. You can fit 2 fingers in there pretty much no matter what size your hand is without constraining you too much. It's like a double wave there. And a lot of people have taken this knife. When you grip it hard, you feel it bite in a little bit. With gloves, it's perfect. But if you're using it in a bare hand, some people have done a light sand job on some of this heavy millwork, just so it doesn't cut the hand too much. I haven't said, I can't say rather that I've used this under heavy use. Okay, it's been sort of a safe queen, but this could easily be put into action if I wanted a kind of all-purpose tactical survival sort of a weapon or tool as well. Okay, so that's the original that inspired the Knifeworks special edition that we have here. And this is an M390 version with variegated 2-layer G10, and each one was a little different, so I understand. This one is kind of in a bright blue and a very, I would call that a black, I guess, not a dark blue. Smooth on the surface, a good deal different than the original, except that we do have that same jimping here. And we're going to stand on the specs being pretty much the same, so I'm not going to reweigh or remeasure the custom or the special edition. Not custom, special. And we've got, yeah, all the same jimping on the frame, all the same millwork on the scales, except that we've got a bright stainless here brushed on the back strap, and these scales here are definitely smooth as opposed to the heavy kind of blasted texture of the G10 weave on this model. So as I said, M390, stainless frame, stainless back spacer. We have no titanium here, it's all magnetic. Again, you have a switchable clip, and it did come through exactly as you see it here with the bright polished spring clip. And this one definitely slides in and out of the pocket a little better than the original. Same blade exactly. Same action, maybe a little smoother, a little slicker due to the lack of the coating and the satin finish on the blade. Beautiful satin finish. I think it is marked M390. Yep. Right there. Still have the double thumb studs. Same blade shape. And we have Warren's logo there. So I was about to tell you earlier it was an in-house design, but then I forgot it was a Warren Osborn design. So that's my two of a kind for today. I'm going to continue on the theme. Let me know what you think. We've got a few more sets of knives that are going to be coming up. I think I'm going to do the Rocat by Real Steel. I've got an M390 version of that and a D2 version. We might do the Archangel again, that we have two versions on, and I'm sure we're going to find a few others. So let me know if you're enjoying this series. I'll continue doing it. It was recommended by one of my subscribers, and I appreciate that very much. It's a great idea. Other ideas that have been proposed recently have been tall blades, ones that are exceptionally wide, and I'm sure we can go on a lot of different themes. So I might be doing that because the collection is sizable, and I'm poking through it to see if we can do some interesting videos on what is available, even though we've got some new stuff coming in as well. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and I'll be back with you real soon.